That's how you do it. Then we give you the food, you can leave. Don't do one of the 3 things every DoorDasher does, right? Sometimes they'll walk in.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy John Dash, and in today's episode of Dash Theory TV, I'll be reacting to DoorDash TikTok tips and giving my thoughts on if they're fact or cap. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.
You're driving DoorDash, orders like this you want to accept. As you see, it's a $7 payout and I have to drive 2.4 miles.
So real quick, Tamarius talks. Tamarius, the driver. He's actually legit. I follow him on TikTok. Good dude. Likes his content. And also check him out on YouTube.
Like I've said before, you always want to make sure you're getting paid at least $1 per mile you have to drive. This is another
$1 per mile you have to drive. I'm push that up personally to at least $1.30, $1.75, $2 in that range. But I guess that technically is at least $1.
example of an order you want to pick up. It's a stacked order. The 2 restaurants are like right beside each other. The only problem with the stacked order with this low of a pay is one order is probably $6. That's the closest one, and the other order is like a $4 pay, which you have to drive the majority of the miles for. Same thing with the
So this sounds like some basic order selection, which I think when I was a rookie DoorDash driver, it definitely could have helped me out. So I'll give this fact, although I'm not going to watch the rest of this video because it's longer than I like.
Here we got an $11 offer coming and still not doing it. That's bare bones minimum. That's a $5 tip.
So this guy, I'm going to start off. A $11 for 2 miles McDonald's. If you say not take this, bare bones minimum $5 tip. That's a nice place to live. That's all I'll say. It's a nice place to live. Not on my market, though.
You want your delivered? I will deliver for a $5 tip. But not when we're getting snow.
I don't live in snow. I don't live in snow. I'm going to call that one neutral. That's not a tip.
One of how I made over $18,000 in 67 days driving for DoorDash. I make over $23 an hour, and that is.
So basically, he told us to make $23 an hour on average, which is, I think, pretty standard if you live in a decent market. And so from there, it's going to be hard to really feel like he's going to give me more than order selection or work a lot of hours. But let's see where this goes, though.
More than every DoorDasher that I've ever talked to in my city about this. So these tips will help you. Now, I did move to one of these top 10 cities that you're seeing on the screen right now.
Moving to a different city, that's not the tips we're looking for. So let's just, I'm unfortunately going to have to skip this one and go to the next.
How did I make $800 in 3 days for 8 hours worth of work? DoorDashing in the Hamptons. I'm about to give you a bunch of tips to maximize your profits. Find the most affluent area near you. For me, it's the Hamptons.
We can't all go to the Hamptons. If you live in Alabama, Missouri, a lot of places in the North Dakota, South Dakota, we don't got the Hamptons. Even in Phoenix, Arizona. We have some gated neighborhoods. I'm not driving across the valley to Scottsdale from the south to the north just to go to some nice gated communities. That's cap.
So DoorDash orders like this, that means a previous driver has skipped this order and it bumped up to 25 cents. And now I'm about to skip it and it's about to bump to the next driver, $3.50.
That's cap. It doesn't go up by a quarter every time. It just every time? Nah, it just doesn't.
What we made DoorDashing for one.
Can I prove it? I can't, other than just use your experience. And just in these markets, like I would see a lot more $3.25 orders if everybody else was, passing these up. I'll just say that.
Hour and 45 minutes.
No, don't take these orders. Barely don't take all.
Total $43. What we made
$43 in less than 2 hours, like a little over $20 an hour. It's not bad, but with that order selection, man, you could make more if you have a. I guess it depends on what you're getting, but I feel like you could make more.
Today is day 11 of a 100 days straight of DoorDash, and here are 3 tips to make more money. First, follow the $2 per mile tip. This is
solid tip, $2 per mile. I like this. That's facts. Now we're getting somewhere.
This is a commonly known tip just to only accept orders that are worth at least $2 per mile that you have to drive. Second, don't accept orders under $5. Takes a
My man, $5, it depends on your market. I do a $6 minimum. I have taken $5 orders. I know in a lot of other smaller cities or smaller markets, $5 may be the minimum. So I'm going to say that's acceptable.
Good amount of time just to get to the restaurant and wait for the food, so you want to make sure you're getting paid enough for the time you spend. Last, take orders that run along highways. DoorDash Pay and...
That's interesting because this is the first time I've heard this tip, take orders that run along highways. Maybe it's not the first one because I feel like Blake Moore, he does a lot of like highway dashing. And I feel like there's some other people, but obviously Blake's a bigger one. Maybe Gig, maybe Dasher Shannon. I don't know. There's some other ones. But yeah, I agree, that's a fact. Take some orders. Even right now, I'm in an area that there's a highway nearby. And because of that, I know how to play the mileage game, but still play the time game as well. Unfortunately, that highway's under construction, so I'm avoiding it right now. But I definitely think that is some fact. I give it some credit.
Customer tips usually go up the further distance you travel. So if you have to travel a long distance, pay attention to whether it's going to be on a highway or in a low speed zone. Today,
Fact.
I made 25 deliveries in 10 hours and 5 minutes, totaling $239.33, making 20
deliveries, 25 deliveries. I don't know the math. But long story short, 25 deliveries in a day is a solid number.
our 11-day running total, $2,460.80. Today is day 11 of a 100-day streak.
I give that big facts, big facts. Check him out on TikTok, Owen Lindstrom 1. I do follow him.
So for my new DoorDash drivers out there, here's understanding the DoorDash basics, part 1. 1, track your miles. I use GridWise.
Big facts, track your miles.
As it tells me how much money I've made for the day or for the week. It tells me how many miles I've driven. It tells me my hourly rate, as you see right here, and it tells me my estimated deduction for gas after every single shift. Your acceptance rate does not matter at all, as long as you have a good...
Big facts. Acceptance rates don't matter.
Completion rate, on-time delivery, and a high customer rating, you're not going to be deactivated. After you've completed 25 deliveries, you will be able to cash out anytime you want for a fee of $1.99. I do this every Sunday night, so I don't have to wait till Tuesday to get my money. Order ends at 50 cents and it's over $6. I promise you the tip is going to be higher.
I can say that's not 100%, but it's majority of the time. So I'll give that mostly fact.
Small area, try to get at least $1.50 per mile or $1 per mile you have to drive. Dash in a smaller area, try to accept orders at least $2 per mile you have to drive. Be waiting for a while, contact...
So yeah, the two big facts. A bigger area, you might want to reduce your dollar per mile. Smaller area, definitely want to increase your dollars per mile. I can get on with that. The reason being is that a bigger area, dollars per mile, especially if you got highways and other things like that, you may be chasing bigger orders, going a little bit longer distances, but for bigger payout. So that's why the dollar per mile will be smaller, because the time will be about the same, because there's less stoplights, there's less stopping. So yeah, that's why I think that's facts.
Hand me order, take a picture of every single time you drop off food. I don't care. That way you don't get deactivated and you don't have to worry about getting scammed.
We messed up and forgot to turn the porch light on for our Dasher, and the tip wasn't even all that. Yet this is how she delivered our stuff.
There's not even a... So I'll give this a tip. Always have good customer service. Yeah. Always have good customer service, man. See it through. Have a good positive attitude. This tip is not an actual tip of how to... This is a tip. This is a tip. Big facts.
You think that I'm gonna pay 20 to get in the club? You think that I'm gonna pay 20 to get in the club? You think that I'm gonna pay 20 to get in the club?
So number one, you need Dash Pass. Number two, why are you actually going to pay $13.95 to order a $2 coffee? You Dash Pass. It's a free delivery. Come on, man. It may have to be $10 either way. So yeah, it's cap, big cap.
Hey, so I'm here to drop some DoorDash tips. So many of you probably think if you DoorDash in a wealthy and rich neighborhood that the tips are going to be slamming. It is a hit and miss. You would think that because they can afford to tip you well that they would, but they don't always do that. The rich stay rich from spending less and not spending at all. And a lot...
I would say the rich stay rich by not spending frivolously. So if there's probably tip 15%, maybe they don't always tip 20%, and there are some cheap rich people who don't tip. So at best, in the rich neighborhoods, I think it's more polarized. You're gonna get these no tip, super cheap, have all the money, Scrooge McDuck in the bank, or some people who have gotten rich from having habits that consistently grow their money, and so they're not worried about being cheap. I think it's 50-50, so I agree.
A lot of people think that if you go to a neighborhood that isn't so well off, that they're not going to tip you well. That's also a misconception.
I agree. Though not so well off, the more working class people relate to more working class people, in my personal experience.
Because sometimes people that are poor, people that are less fortunate, they kind of understand other people that are less fortunate and poor. You know, they have empathy. So they're like, hey, you know, if I was DoorDashing, this is what I would want as a tip. So they're a little bit more understanding and generous. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just that's been my experience.
I don't know if y'all know this, but if you have DoorDash and a Southwest Rapids Rewards Visa card, all you have to do is go into your DoorDash, use your DoorDash payment as your Southwest Rapid Rewards card. Boom. 12 months of DoorDash Pass for free.
Legit fact. But in addition to that card, I think Chase does something similar. But the catch is you have to use that credit card to order DoorDash and get that Dash Pass discount. So essentially, although you get Dash Pass for free, you have to order DoorDash on your credit card. And most people, I do not recommend ordering DoorDash on their credit card unless they're really good at paying that off every month and in finance in general. So it's fact, but it's not a recommended fact in my book.
How you doing? Here's a few helpful tips on how to become a top dasher and how to become
I don't even know if you want to hear this because I don't really know many people outside of a few that want to become a top dasher. Well, let's see what happens.
Best at what you're doing when you're dashing. Make sure no matter how big or small the order is, you accept it. Because people are people.
I can't say that. That's cap. That's cap. There's some orders you shouldn't accept. Even if you're a top dasher, you'll need to get 70%, not 90%. So the bottom 30%, you should not be accepted in your market. That's cap.
Hey, I'm starting to think DoorDash doesn't have proper orientation on how to properly DoorDash, right? So let me be the video for you, right? Hey, if you're a DoorDasher, walk into the restaurant, say, hey, I'm a DoorDash, order for, put name here. That's how you do it. Then we give you the food, you can leave. Don't do one of the three things every DoorDasher does, right? Sometimes they'll walk in, they'll slam that phone on the plexiglass and won't say a word to you. And you're like, are you a DoorDash? Or what, you show me a phone? What's going on? Or they'll walk in, they'll be like, Gary, just screaming at you. And you're like, hey, bud, what Gary order? There's 4 Garys here, right? Or they'll just stand there and stare at you. And they won't say a word. And you're just like, what do you want? And they just look at you and you're like, are you DoorDash? And they're like, of course I am. I'm like, not of course, you're wearing jeans and sandals. I don't know what you want.
I'm the dude in jeans and sandals he's talking about, but I'm not the dude staring. But you guys that aren't assertive enough, you guys definitely are. And that feels like a good one to end on because those are all big facts, even though they're funny as hell. So yeah, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see me do more videos like this, let me know in the comments and subscribe if you like this video and more like it. That's all for this video, and see you next time. Until then, dash optimally.